if you've ever dealt with an injury, that's all runners, right? This should not be your go-to when it comes to injury prevention, injury healing, whatever you want to call it, rehab. Hi everyone, Steve Gonzer, physical therapist with Run Smart Online. I want to talk to you about a runner that I saw today. Actually, I was going to pick up some shoes and I got approached and talked to about a running injury. And I think this is really applicable because I see this quite often with a lot of runners who are dealing with, if you're sore, if you're achy, like how do you handle that? In fact, most runners are handling it completely the wrong way. And I'm going to talk about that. I'm also giving you a little bit of Christmas today. It's still November and before Thanksgiving, and we turned our Christmas lights on because it's 2020 and who cares? Real quick before I get started, if you want help with your running, you want to have a really long and healthy running career, check out the link in this post. It links you to the Run Smart app where we have strength workouts, training plans, everything you could possibly need. So here's the story. Walk into a running store to get my next pair of shoes, and a runner comes up and has a really sore shin. So it's the inside part of her shin, and she's like asking me what she should be doing for it. And I like to always start these conversations of what are you doing for it to try to make it feel better. And I always joke that most runners are doing this. She said, well, I'm heating it and I'm stretching it and it makes it feel good, but it's just not sticking around. And then this is the critical point, because whenever someone gets injured in my book, as a physical therapist, their go-to is to stretch it, is to heat it, is to ice it, is to do these things. And this is what I told her, and I think it's really applicable for you guys as well. Like stretching, I told her like stretching is not fixing anything. The heat is not fixing anything. She's like, well, it feels better when I heat it and I stretch it. I said, well, that's because like you have something that's damaged and it's really tight because it's failing. It's getting overloaded, and when muscles and tendons get really sore, they get injured, they tend to get tightened down and they feel very tight. So then you stretch it and you heat it and it feels better, but you're not getting to the cause. And what I told her was this: if every day, and you might have heard me say this, but if every day, if I came, and I told her this right to her face, I tell my patients, if I came in and just kicked you in the shin, and then in between, before I came back the next day, you put some heat on it, you stretched it, you iced it, you took some ibuprofen, and the next day I come back and kick you in the shin again. And we do this do-si-do day after day. What happens? You're always sore, and you're just treating the symptom level. And for her, it was the inside shin and it was her calf. The problem with it is the calf is tight because it's failing. And I can tell you guys from experience working with runners for the last 10, 11 years is that the failing part of your body, whether it's your knees, your hips, your ankle, is rarely the problem. The reason why it's failing is because someone's not doing their job. And this is exactly what we focus on when we try to get runners back onto the roads, and we've been doing this for a while. So where do you get started? I told her, like, you need it, like, yeah, you can stretch this thing, you can heat it because it feels good. It's actually loosening it back up because injured tissue likes to contract on itself and get very tight. But you need to get into your strength work. You need to go back and get your glutes going again. You need to get your core going in. I know we all fall off at some point. I'm not going to deny that. But you need to go back to that stuff. And you can't just chase the symptom level. Whether it's your knees, your hips, your ankles, your calf, the sore spot is likely sore because of someone else's fault. So I really encourage you guys, like if you're going out for runs, and this runner was still running, right? She's like what everyone does. So I'm talking to her, I'm asking these questions. I'm like, well, you still running? Sometimes you have to shut things down. She's like, well, if I do this, she's like, this is how it usually goes. It's like, well, this isn't what she said, but most runners are like, well, if I run on this surface when it's this temperature in these shoes, it feels really good. But if I go to this route, I make too many left turns, it starts to get sore again. Like everyone feeds their way through just to find the hope that they can continue to run. And she is still running, but she's starting to space it out. What was a couple times a week is now getting less frequent, which is also getting less in distance. And I'm telling her, like, you're running yourself out of running. And this is all going into buy a pair of shoes, by the way. You're just running yourself out of running. Go to your strength, go to your glutes. Like, most things fail not due to tightness, but due to strength. And that's why we focus on so many different exercises in the Run Smart app in the strength program. So the base 3, base 6 boot camp, those are the two we always start runners with, are huge for glute and core strength and balance. And if you're a runner who's struggling, like you just don't feel great out in your runs, I would encourage you guys to check those out. You can check out the link in the post to get access to those. It's all inside the Run Smart app. Lisa asks, what is the cause of tight calf muscles? Many things. Muscles go tight for many reasons, whether they're overworked, they're injured. Some people, like I know dancers, like just historically they're on their toes a lot, so their calves are tight. There's many reasons why something can be tight. So we do like to stretch those areas, but if it's just an injury issue, you don't need to stretch it. You can stretch it to make it feel better, but you better get after the real cause. And that's what I wanted to tell you guys about today. I hope everyone has a great night. It's Saturday. Enjoy the Christmas lights. And if you want help with your running, you want to have a long and healthy running career, check out the Run Smart app. You can get started for as little as $1, get all the strength workouts during this COVID time, and get everything you need to improve your running without leaving home. Hope everyone has a great night. I'll talk to you guys soon. Let me know if there's any questions in the comments, and check out the Run Smart app down below, and I'll talk to you soon.